continue down the button hook.
Okay, it looks like we're live here. This is Jay Owens, City Engineer, City of Red Wing. I'm here with Mark Anderson, the MnDOT Project Manager for the Red Wing Bridge Project, and we are both. I'm at my table at home here, at my dining room table, and it looks like Mark is in his home office in his basement.
Yep, so I'm in the basement office.
All right. So kind of a different world we're in right now, but construction is going, and we want to give everyone an update on what's happening with the Red Wing Bridge project and some exciting things coming up with some changes here and the work that's going to be done on 61. So we're going to have some traffic shifts and things to talk about with getting utilities across the highway near ADM and even some work on the Wisconsin side that's progressing. And then even some nighttime construction. So with that, I'll maybe let Mark give an update on where we're at, what we've done the last couple months, and what's coming up here for the month of May.
Okay, some of the work we've done, if you've driven by lately, you've noticed that a lot of the old bridge is gone. There is a little bit left on Pier 1. That should be gone by the middle of this week. And span 6 is still up over in Wisconsin. They hope to have that down in about another week or so. Once those are all gone, they're going to start removing Pier 5 and 6 in Wisconsin. Then they'll come and start working on removing Pier 2 and then over to Pier 1. So once those are all gone, I think they're going to start working on removing the temporary bridge as well. We're over 61 now.
Okay, talking about pier removals. Now, is there blasting that's going to be required or that they're looking to do for Piers 1 and 2? Is that correct?
For Pier 2, they're going to blast once they get down to just above the water line.
Okay.
The rest will be sawed or hammered off.
Okay.
Removed.
So no blasting on Pier 1 on the Minnesota side then?
No.
Okay. And those piers, I have had questions about those removals. Just to reiterate, those piers get removed to where they're down below the mud line, or on the Minnesota side, it'd be below the riprap, and then on the Wisconsin side below the mud line. Correct?
Correct. I think it's 2 or 3 feet below the mud line. I don't remember the exact number.
So really, nothing should be sticking up where there would be anything into the water, into the river once they're done with removal. So
right, and once they're done, they're required to do a sonar scan to make sure that everything is removed. So there won't be any broken fragments of concrete or anything down there. It should be like a natural riverbed. Good.
And then you talked about the pier removals, kind of the Wisconsin side pier removals. That would be kind of over the wetland area and past the campground there, that there's some more piers to get out of the old bridge.
Right. Yep, there's 2 there holding up span 6 right now.
I haven't been over there recently and noticed, are all the beams are off of there now on the Wisconsin side, or is there still some removal on that?
There is, just span 6 is still in the air right now.
Span 6, okay.
They figured that'd be about a week to remove that, and then they'd start on the piers.
Okay. All right. Let's talk a little bit about the Temp bridge removal. That Temp bridge being the bridge we used that went over 61 when the Eisenhower was still up. That's going to require, I've heard from the contractor now, that's going to require some nighttime construction, correct?
Correct. They'll do the majority of the work during the day, but they want to do the hammering of the abutments and the pier at night, and closing Highway 61 to accomplish that work. Okay.
And when I do get the talking this morning at our meeting, I said when I get those dates and kind of know when that nighttime construction is, we'll follow our procedure that we've done in the past and get notifications out directly to that neighborhood via door hangers to let people know, there'll be construction and be work going on overnight. So, and I hope to have that information from the contractor here today or tomorrow. So we'll handle that, getting those notifications out, and then a press release out as well, and then notification to City Council of that work going on. So let's talk a little bit, Mark, about the work on the Minnesota side that's coming up. I've been meeting with the underground contractor to talk about water main and storm sewer and the work that needs to be done. Of course, the water main crossing will be across 61, needs to be done in phases, and that's the need for the traffic shift, along with construction of the roadway and storm sewer as well, correct?
Correct, yep. So starting Thursday morning, the contractor's going to be out there setting up lane closures and switching traffic, closing the southbound lanes, and you'll have one lane each direction on the northbound side of the roadway.
Okay, and then of course we get the work done on the southbound side, then it just shifts over and we do the work on the northbound side with one lane in each direction on the southbound lanes.
Yep.
So we're kind of looking at a one lane configuration there for a fair amount of time here to get 61 put back together, correct?
Correct. I think their stages are about a month for each. Well, there's 2 stages and about a month each stage. So probably about 2 months of single lane traffic through that area.
Okay. All right. Anything else that's come up that you can think of to let us know about? Maybe the box culvert work or any Wisconsin or the jug handle. It looks like that's coming along over there with the new road configuration.
Yep, that is coming along. The surcharge is off most of that. There is a portion from the bridge down 825th toward the Harvard Bar that still has its surcharge on. I'm assuming that'll be coming off here shortly as they continue to regrade that area. But I believe they want to use that sand somewhere else, so they're kind of holding off to do it until they're done, until they're ready for that sand. Okay.
And then I did talk with the electrician on the project, because there's of course questions on the aesthetic lighting and then the lighting that goes on with the sign, the Minnesota and Wisconsin signs on the spires and so forth. It sounds like a lot of the electrician's work is really kind of being held up right now for painting that needs to be done. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct. They need to do the painting of the seal tub girders. They have an intermediate coat and a final coat to put on. And we're waiting for their submittals so they can get to work on that.
Okay. And along with the staining and of the retaining walls, and is that the same contractor that's painting the tub girders is doing all of the retaining wall painting, the limestone color as well?
Yep, they're doing both, all of that work.
Okay. Did you bring any construction pictures to kind of show what's been happening out there?
I do have a few pictures. So, since it's been a few months since we've met, I put all my pictures from April, well, some of my pictures from April and a little bit of May here together. So this is what we've seen a lot in this project, water.
Yes.
Some of the springtime flooding here over on Wisconsin. So typically the water is, around Pier 3 here, and now it's all the way up into Pier 6. So quite a bit of water again.
And looking at those piers, Mark, the new piers, those are not painted yet, correct?
Correct. They still have some to do some surface finish before they're ready to be stained. So
the surface finishing entails kind of fixing up any irregularities to get it looking decent and filling any holes that might have been air pockets that were during the pour, correct?
Bug holes, they call them, or whatever, right? Filling up those areas so the paint is, or the stain is able to be put on and it looks clean and clear and nice.
Okay.
Next picture here is some more water. I believe this is span 6 that's still in the water there, you can see in the background. So the water was up quite a bit into the work area. This is from the removal of span 1 when they just gotten started. You can see they're starting to cut pieces of the bridge down, of the structural steel down. Other little areas are making the cut right at that connection point there. As you can see, it's got the beam is chained off and will be lifted out by the crane. There's a man in a basket behind that doing the cutting. Same picture, a little bit wider perspective. This is yesterday. As you can see, most of span 1 is gone, just a little bit over the pier. Contractor thinks that'll be gone probably by the end of this week.
Not much left there.
Oh, not too much. A little wider perspective again to show the pier. That'll have to be removed as well. This is the contractor hammering out the remnants of the abutment there on the Minnesota side. So not a whole lot left, just a little bit of footing.
Mark, with that abutment removal on the Minnesota side, that's a complete removal? There'll be nothing left of that, or is there any piling left? Or was that a spread footing on rock there? Or?
That was a spread footing, and that whole footing has been removed.
Okay.
And I believe this is the contractor, like I said, hammering up part of that wing wall and the footing that was underneath it.
So in the background there, that would be the toe of Barn Bluff, correct?
Correct. Yep. That's Pier 2, and that's will be their first area they'll work on when they can get out on the river. Currently, there is a restriction on their river work. They're hoping to get that waived so they can get that pier removed.
Is that restriction a shipping channel restriction, Mark?
No, the fish spawning.
The fish spawning, okay.
There's, again, span 6 that's left. There's still some water underneath it, but they can work and should be able to lift that out. Some box culverts. Here is the upriver side. So the piling is still in place. Roughly about half of it anyway. You can see where half of it's been rip-wrapped, and they'll have to rip-wrap around that area and up to the box itself. Hopefully they'll get that sheeting out if they can get that restriction waived for working in the stream there. This is the downriver side. Same thing on this side. There is some piling to be removed. And they'll also have to remove this temporary wire wall and remove the bypass as well over there. This is a picture of 825th. As I mentioned, some of this will be coming out here. A lot of this is, I believe, the surcharge still. So it needs to come down, be removed. And this would be grading. They're placing the topsoil on the downriver side along 825th. And once that's all placed, they'll start getting it seeded and getting some turf grown over there.
So that portion that we're looking at of the jug handle where the crane is sitting over there on the left, that's all to grade now, right?
Right. Yep, that has the surcharge removed, and the crushed rock is on the surface there for to be ready for pavement in the future.
Okay, and you haven't seen anything on their schedule yet for bituminous paving coming back in yet?
No, I have not. Let's see. And that's the last picture I had. I thought it was kind of neat, the eagle sitting there on the stump. So.
And that's right. Is that right over by where that nest is, the eagle's nest?
Yeah, the nest would be just down or to the right of the picture here.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Another one of our sidewalk superintendents.
Yep.
Keep an eye on us.
Nice.
And that's the end of the pictures.
Okay. Well, so kind of that next thing for the public to know is that nighttime construction's coming up here. I'm thinking in the next week or two, and we'll get notices out on that. Then utility work on the Minnesota side, and just continue with box culvert and jug handle work on the Wisconsin side, along with the pier removals that are ongoing. So we're still kind of, does it look like we're on schedule for our August full completion? Maybe some landscaping later than that, though, to finish off. Is that correct, Mark?
Yeah, that's correct. There may be some landscaping. The trees and the shrubs will probably be after the August completion date.
Yes. And that's to get it to hit the fall planting window that MnDOT calls out in the spec for
right.
landscape items.
Right, that gives the plants the best chance to survive. Contractor does have a 2-year warranty on those plantings as well, so even after we're done, they'll have to come out and maintain them for 2 years.
Okay. Given our current situation with the pandemic and the virus here, what have you noticed on the job site? I know I've been going out to a lot, and it's there's just different best management practices being used all over. What have you noticed, Mark?
I think that's really it, is that, you try to maintain your distance between people, and if you can't, we really should be wearing some sort of face covering, whether it's a mask or scarf or something like that.
Sure. Yep. And then also some contractors, depending on the job site, are requiring you to fill out some questionnaires before you enter their project site area. And I've been doing that, and other folks from the city have been doing that when they need to get on the bridge project. So different things that we've had to deal with, but for the most part, construction all around town is going pretty strong. We've got a big gas main project going. We've got work going downtown with some sewer and water work. Our overlay project pouring concrete seems the same as the bridge project. They're continuing to work right on through this, correct?
Yep, that's correct. We have not had any situations yet, so let's keep our fingers crossed.
All right. Well, good. With that, I didn't have any questions come in to me that I wanted to bring up. Did you have anything, any emails that you want, other things you wanted to inform the public of, Mark?
No, I don't think so, well, maybe I should inform people of the detour we have for our Lake City project. So
yeah,
we have a lot of traffic that is heading south all the way to Lake City, and really the official detour for that project is if you want to get south of Lake City or even into Lake City itself, the official detour is to take Highway 58 south out of Red Wing to Goodhue County Road 5, and that brings you to 10th Street in Lake City, and then you follow the 10th Street over to Lakewood and then back to Highway 61 there. So
okay,
that would really clear up some traffic and get people on that official detour.
And that will be the official detour until such time as some work is done on the north side of Lake City. Is that correct, Mark?
Correct. We have the north end closed right now. That had a time frame of 7 weeks on it. I think we're just getting to our second week here, so it should go on probably until about early to mid-June before they'll have that north section open. And then the detour will switch to a much shorter route. It'll be County Road 5 in Lake City to 10th Street and then back out on Lakewood Boulevard. So it'll be a much shorter detour.
Okay, so that's what people are seeing downtown, that large message board on Main Street between East Avenue and Bush there.
Right, we're trying to get people to catch that detour before they head south of town.
Yeah, get them onto 58 right there if you're needing to go south of Lake City. So
right, yep.
Okay, well, we'll leave it at that then, and let's plan on being on again in June. First part of June, we'll probably do it this WebEx way. If we're back in the council chambers, we're back in the council chambers, but we'll let everyone know. So thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.
Thank you.